Hi everyone, I'm Haesung Lee, today's presenter. Are you enjoying the new electric lifestyle with our beloved INSTER? It might be the very first electric vehicle in your life, or perhaps it could be your family's second car. Either way, I'm sure that this is a very smart and efficient EV. And today, I'll be digging into the details of it. Shall we start? Before we move on, let me ask you one question. Why did you choose an EV? Well, you might think that EV is more eco-friendly because of its low carbon emissions, or you got attracted to EV's quietness or the benefits of being able to regenerate while driving. What make all these possible are the electric motors and the battery. An EV actually has two types of batteries. A high-voltage battery that operates the motors and air conditioning system, and the other one called 12-volt auxiliary battery, which controls lights, wipers, audio, and such electrical systems. One thing we must remember is that handling these electrical parts arbitrarily is strictly prohibited, as it may lead to serious electrical accidents. So, never be too careful. Now, we are all set to move on. Let's take a deep dive into each part of INSTER. Uh-oh, where's my smart key? Well, this happens a lot, right? But remember, we don't always need a smart key to open the door. Even if you're not carrying your smart key, your smartphone can become your digital key. Once you have already registered the smartphone digital key, you can unlock or lock the door simply by touching the sensor on the door handle with your smartphone, just like this. Then, what if these keys don't work properly? For example, when it is out of battery. In that case, we can use this mechanical key. First, pull the door handle and remove the cover. Then insert the mechanical key and turn it like this. Keep this in mind for emergencies. Now that we are in the driver's seat, let's adjust our seating position first. Pulling the lever beneath the driver's seat will move the seat back and forth. The seat back angle can be set by pulling the lever on the lower left side of the seat, and this is the same for the passenger seat as well. And we can also adjust the height of the driver's seat by pulling this lever up or pushing it down. Always set the seat to fit my body because that's where safe driving begins. Of course, the steering wheel also needs to be adjusted properly. Pull down the lever on the left side, then set the steering wheel position by moving it like this. Once you find a comfortable position, fix the position by pulling the lever back up. Next are the inside rear view mirror and side view mirrors. If you could see the rear view clearly through the inside rear view mirror, you have got the right position. The side view mirrors can be set with the buttons on the door. First, you move this mirror select switch to the left. Then, adjust the view reflected on the left mirror with the adjustment control switch. To adjust the passenger side mirror, move the mirror select switch to the right. Pressing the side view mirror folding button comes in handy when parking or passing through narrow alleys. And this is the central door lock button, the window control switch, and the power window lock button. When you've got kids in the rear seat playing with the window buttons, this button locks the rear seat windows, carrying away your problems. Oh, and one more thing. This semi-transparent map pocket lets you see what you've got inside. And this, you are probably wondering what this was, huh? We normally don't have this on car doors, but INSTER has detachable garnishes where you can put photos of your loved ones or even store and load small items here. As such, we can make our own unique INSTER. Every car has buttons like these on the lower left side of the driver's seat. While the number of the buttons here may differ by model, I think most of them will have this headlamp leveling switch. If you set it to 0, the headlights will be adjusted at the highest level, and if you set it to 3, the level moves downwards. In cases where the vehicle is loaded down with more passengers or luggage than usual, we can use this leveling device to set the headlight level. This is the steering wheel heater button. Next to that is a button that releases the electronic stability control, a function that helps the vehicle control the traction and the brake to stabilize the vehicle while cornering or driving on a slippery road. Pressing this button once disables the traction control, and the vehicle goes into ESC off state 1. When you press and hold the button for more than 3 seconds, both the traction and the brake control will be disabled, and this time, the vehicle is in ESC off state 2. Carefully use this function only when the vehicle stability control needs to be limited or avoided, such as during a vehicle inspection. This is the electronic parking brake, also known as EPB. Pulling on the switch after stopping completely will activate the parking brake. Well, the vehicle engages EPB automatically if the vehicle is parked in steep conditions or when the vehicle is turned off with the auto hold function activated. In reverse, EPB deactivates automatically if the vehicle is turned on and the gear is switched to D or R. Of course, you can also manually deactivate it by pressing the button like this. On the left side of your feet, there's also a lever that we can pull, like this, to open the hood. Let's try opening it now. Lift the hood slightly with your hands, then, while pushing the lever underneath the hood to your left side, open it completely like this. These buttons are used very often while driving, so catch up with me. This round-shaped button is the drive mode button. By pressing it while driving, like this, we can select between 4 driving modes: normal, sports, snow, and eco. The mode button on the side allows us to select media such as radio, USB, Bluetooth, or DMB. This is used when selecting radio channels or media tracks. Pressing on the star button below lets us set our favorite menus. And this is a voice recognition button. By pressing it, we can call out various functions with spoken commands such as navigation settings, stock information, or the news. The volume dial is obviously this one, as we are all familiar with. The hands-free button can be used to make phone calls or receive them. Of course, we should connect our smartphones to INSTER before then. Hands-free is not only a convenient feature, but also a necessity for driving safety, so try it out. These buttons right here are related to driving, so we'll come back to them later. The instrument cluster, or more commonly called the dashboard, displays all the information we need for driving. The cluster display, which we can change between 4 different themes, commonly displays charge and power gauges, the speedometer, battery state of charge, regenerated braking level, distance to empty, and other warning lights or indicators. The distance to empty, which literally means the distance that the car can go with the current battery level, is also called the all-electric range, or for short, AER. As you are all aware of, INSTER has an outstandingly competitive AER in its vehicle category. We can also track the regenerated braking level here, but we'll cover this in more detail later. Pressing the mode button on the steering wheel changes the view mode displayed in the middle of the cluster. The view modes include the driving assistance view, which displays the operation status of driver assistance systems, the turn-by-turn view connected with the map information, and the utility view, which shows the tire pressure, energy flow, or other driving information. Phew, that was a lot of information, right? Hope you're still following. We've got a lot more to go, so keep your eyes wide open. Let's take a closer look at the monitor. In the infotainment system settings menu, we can see all the different functions ready to be set up, from drive mode to climate settings and etc. Oh, let's try changing the ambient lighting to my favorite color, purple. Go to Settings, then Vehicle, Light, then Ambient Lighting. Wow, won't you take a look at that? We can also toggle the Link to Drive mode option. This will enable the color of the lighting to change according to the current drive mode. So make sure to give it a try. Buttons we use frequently are gathered up here. How clever, isn't it? First, this dial is to adjust the volume. But did you know, pressing down on it will let us turn up the screen or sound. The map button will direct us straight up to the map display, and we can also use the navigation with a simple tap of the button. And this, you saw a few minutes ago, is the Favorites button, which works the same way as the one on the steering wheel does. We can use this button to change the radio or other media channels. This button, as it says, will play the radio. Pressing the media button will play USB-connected or Bluetooth-connected media, and the setup button will direct us to the settings page. Lastly, the tune dial lets us adjust the radio frequency, skip to the next media file, or zoom the map. I feel like we've covered pretty much everything. What should we look at next? Oh, we need to check out the overhead console. Here, we can see some buttons for indoor lighting and the sunroof. This is the interior light button, and this is the wide sunroof button. If you press it upwards slightly, the sunroof opens tilted. Pulling the switch backwards will open the sunroof completely, and pushing it to the front will close the sunroof glass. Easy. The sunshade opens along with the sunroof glass, but make sure to pull it manually to close. All the air conditioning buttons are gathered here. On the far left and right are temperature and fan speed control buttons, which allow you to change indoor temperature and airflow. If you don't feel like making adjustments by yourself, simply press this Auto button. This will automatically maintain the set temperature. If you're driving alone, try pressing this button. It will activate the air conditioning only toward the driver's seat, which will help you save energy. Press this button to change the airflow direction. To defog or defrost the front, rear windshields, and the side mirrors, try pressing these two buttons. Keep this in mind since you will need to use them frequently to secure your view while driving. Pressing the Off button will turn off all the air conditioning functions at once, and the AC button will turn the air conditioning system on and off. And you see this button here? It's the air intake control button, which you will need when setting recirculation mode in places with poor air conditioning like tunnels. Let's take a look at the console box. First, the gear lever is positioned close to the steering wheel, giving space for a smartphone wireless charging pad in the console box. Here, wireless charging is available, and you can also validate your digital key. When registering your digital key, you can certify and save your smartphone by simply placing it on the wireless charging pad. Here are the Auto Hold, Parking Safety, and Parking View buttons. Pressing the Auto Hold button will activate the Auto Hold function, which helps maintain the vehicle to stand still even when you take your foot off the brake pedal after stopping completely. This will save your effort, especially when you are waiting for the traffic signal, since you do not have to keep your foot on the brake pedal. Next is the Parking Safety button that activates the parking distance warning or Parking Collision Avoidance Assist function. And this is the Parking View button that turns on the surround view monitor or the rear view monitor. Even if you're not used to parking a car, it will be much easier if you have visual and auditory assistance. Lastly, you are probably already familiar with this: the seat warmers and ventilation seats button for driver and passenger seats. Shall we move on to the passenger seat? Sitting on the passenger seat, I see the details that I could not find from the driver's seat. There are two special hooks on each side where you can hang your belongings, And the C-type USB charger is all ready for you. We can also use this power outlet to connect and use 12-volt electric appliances. Whew. I guess this is it for today's walkthrough. What do you think? Not too difficult, is it? However, we've still got halfway to go. Next time, we'll see more features of INSTER and how to use them, including the rear seat and the tailgate area. For more details about what I have introduced today, please check the INSTER Owner's Manual.